Hello everybody, Cedric and CJ here, CR Wrestling Commentary, and we will be reviewing today All Elite Wrestling's Collision. And yes, we know that today at this juncture, hopefully it's concluded, but it would be all in. And nah, we ain't gonna work ourselves like that. We are not gonna watch a pay-per-view that we need matches that we're gonna have to skip. you know,
yeah.
Because if you go there live, if you're watching it live, on pay-per-view or you're there in person, you cannot fast forward.
I mean, it started at noon. If it's not over by now, I'm not watching it.
For real. Lessons learned in the past, everybody. Lessons learned in the past. This experience talking right here, So, look, this collision opens up, Jack Perry come out, and I'm like, why are you going to let this dude on, But okay, let's see what goes on. So they're gonna hype up the pay-per-view some more. So okay. So he comes out to the ring with FTW title being carried by a 4-person platform. He sets the belt on the table of remembrance. The crowd chants that he sucks. Jack begins his eulogy of the FTW title, showing some quick montage pics of him in the belt. That was probably done just 2 days ago, trying to symbolize his entire, I don't know what, month or 2 month hold of it.
Yeah.
It's time, and he says it's time to send it to a better place, pulls out a sledgehammer. Hook is on the screen doing some pull-ups on the street light. He cites that he can't destroy the FTW title because he is the FTW title. It's in his bloodline. So then back from the screen, Hook is behind Jack. You can tell the crowd was really watching that screen because when it ended, then they started paying attention to the ring, and you can hear them come up on it.
Mm-hmm.
So immediately Hook snatches up Jack into a hold. He just got him lifted. Jack drops the sledgehammer. You can tell Hook is like, what do I do?
Mm-hmm.
Truth be told, table was there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Hook just don't have that experience to think on the fly like that. And Jack dropped the hammer way too close when it should have been flung a little bit, maybe out the ring or something like that.
Yes. So
Jack got suplexed, overhead suplexed, and his head was just inches from the hammer's head.
They landed directly parallel to the sledgehammer.
Oh yeah, Jack would have been busted open, bleeding, and maybe concussed. But luckily they missed. I'm pretty sure somebody would have had to say something to them about that. It's like, look, don't do shit you don't know how to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, Hook throws Jack into the picture that was near the corner, and then he uses his father's head and arm suplex into the corner on a table, which was good. And CJ was noting that Jack couldn't escape that lock if he tried.
He cinched up on him, and that was a wrap, man.
He wasn't going to get away from that. That was a deep, deep hook on that suplex. And he did it just like his dad, except his dad had like 3 versions of it. The one where he holds on to him like Hook did, and then one where he kind of throws him a little bit, and then one where he literally tries to toss him. So, I don't know, maybe we're going to see a little bit more of that out of Hook. Next we got Orange.
He would need to wrestle.
Huh?
He would need to wrestle.
Yeah. True that. Orange Cassidy and Penta of the No Fear come out with Eddie Kingston for a 6-man tag team match.
Looking creepy cool.
Penta got that slow, cool walk. That's maximum cool, okay? I honestly don't really care to see Penta wrestle, but I want to see his intro. That's really it.
He and his brother are weird. When they get together in a tag team with other flippies and floppies, that's what they do. If they wrestle separate, people who don't flip and flop, they do a whole lot better.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Make you want to see them.
Mm-hmm.
They go against the Butcher. No, he won't there. So it was Butcher, Blade, and Kip Sabian. Yeah. Like we're going to watch this.
Oh, heck no.
So Kip is pinned after everyone's finisher and the sliding forearm shiver by Kingston. After the match, in the ring, after the break, Eddie's group talks a little bit. Taylor knows people's names. That's nice. Beretta is angry that his mom's car was hurt. Cassidy doesn't say anything. BCC appears on the screen, and Goon reminds him that reminds Eddie that he made the match. Since they can pick any partner, why would Eddie be surprised at who they pick, which is Santana and Ortiz, proud and powerful. So Eddie leaves the ring and search for them. Eddie's like, the cameraman, I know you was back here. I know you know where they are, yada, yada. It's like, yeah. They probably been in London for the longest.
Eddie killed me with his walk. I know you're trying to go through that.
Yeah, Eddie has a walk of, I'm going to get there.
Always. He has no chill, no cool in his walk whatsoever. It's like, dang, man.
Like I said, he did that hip wiggle some months ago, and I was like, whoa, that was quick. That was quick. But Eddie cuts a good promo of revenge about how he's gonna save Claudio for last. He was like, "You're my sweetheart. I'm gonna save the last. I'm gonna make you burn." He said, "I'm gonna burn you." It's like, okay, Stadium Stampede, just their goofball first match. I'm pretty sure.
Hopefully,
like we haven't seen the pay-per-view or nothing like that.
We've seen nothing.
Yeah. And maybe there's some of you out there that can't wait to hear what we say about the pay-per-view. And if so, I humbly appreciate that. Seriously, I really am. I am humbled, and I appreciate anyone that can't wait to hear what we think about something like that. So don't think that we're like the others where you say something and we're like, yeah, we don't read the comments or anything. No, we read all the comments, even the ones that said thank you for this review. Once I do Fire Pro, then I go and look at all the comments that I haven't answered, and I go back and I'll give hearts. I'll say something maybe like thank you or something. I just want y'all to know that y'all are not overlooked. I'm not that type of commentator. All right. I'm not going to do that. That's just elitist. And I think it's disrespectful to the audience to not acknowledge that these people are saying something nice and kind to you. And if you got critiques, you want to say we did something bad, we're going to read it. We're going to think about it, and we're going to try to learn from it. That's what we're going to do.
We're very appreciative.
Yep. I mean, no BS, y'all. That's just what we do. So after that, we get a promo of the Bucks finalizing their heel status with the origins of FTR as Cody helped them come up with the name. Dax Harwood admits to holding a grudge, and he's been holding it all these years. But he had to mention that the Bucks had to do something when they were finally questioned on if they were the best tag team. Okay, so they're hyping up that match a little bit more. Dark Order come out, so it's Silver and Reynolds versus Darius Martin and Action Andretti. So Martin and Andretti have become pretty much the tag team whipping post. And I can't say justly so, but I can also say why. Once I realized the pattern of beating, I'd be like, okay, look, we're not doing this.
They only win on Ring of Honor.
That's if they win on Ring of Honor. On Ring of Honor, it's almost, I would say they got a 60% loss rate because they keep going against like the same people.
Yeah.
I'm like, just stop going against the same people. It's boring. We know you're going to lose. Quit it. So we skipped a long, pointless match. Cedra points out that Darius is in the ring because she stopped it. Like she points out she's a Darius in the ring. So it's almost over. And I was like, and I wrote it right here. She's getting much better at this. Because normally because I'll say, no, not right here. And I'll point to a time limit right there. And it's like on point. And I say to her, like, you're wondering, how did you do this? But now she's starting to, a little come up is here. She's getting a little skills on. Give her a little applause. Yay. Getting her skill on.
Thank you.
And she was accurate because as soon as they was in the corner, Reynolds and Silver were in adjacent corners. And I was like, yep. That's what I thought. Yep. And then they started the Dio combo on Darius for the win. And I made that combo in Fire Pro Wrestling World because I thought that was just really cool, and I still do.
Yeah.
It's just that, how can I say this? Dark Order has no stature. They were kind of having it. Then they started this thing with the Righteous, and then all they did was end it in a stupid hardcore tables, ladders, and everything else, anything goes type match, and it just killed their mystique.
Yeah.
It killed it. So, yeah. So then they start showing stuff from Dynamite. Fox apologizes to Nick Wayne, who walks away from him. Allen accepts his apology. So then we come back to the show.
Of course he does. He ain't the one that got bloody laying in the ring.
Yep. Aaron Fox is like, I panicked. I just, You know, when I lost that match, I just thought everyone gave up hope in me. Yada, yada. I'm like, okay, yeah, all right. You know, and I'm like, bruh, you bust up into a man's home. You beat up you beat up his trainees. You beat him up, bloody him up.
And then make him call Darby.
While insulting the legacy of his father in the picture and all this other stuff.
His picture? Yeah.
It's like, I'm like, why you got to be a sociopath or a psychopath to be able to do that kind of thing and think heartfelt words would be enough. Mm-hmm. When you do, okay, look, word to the wise. Okay, here you go, y'all. Here you go. Take this to the rest of your life. Young, new, young, intermediate, old. I don't care what your age or experience level is anything. If you do something bad and you hurt somebody's feelings and you know they're pissed off, don't be a chav. What you do is simplicity. But I tell my own daughter, think about if someone did that to you. Really picture what you do, someone doing that to you. What would it take for them to make it right? To you, what would it take for them to make it right? And you say, you know what? All is forgiven. Or at least the grudge is killed, but I won't forget. I'm not coming after you, but, you know, wounds can try to mend. That's what you do. You know, you do that. Use real life to advance a pro wrestling anything.
I'm supposed to do that and be like, but it didn't happen to me though.
Yep, but that didn't happen to me. That makes you the bona fide villain.
That's somebody meet you in the parking lot with a bat.
Yep, and then you be mad, and then be like, "What if I did that to you?" But you didn't. It's like,
and there you go.
Yeah. Now, how you feel now? You know, so that's what you need to think about. So next we get Ricky Starks coming out with Ricky's belt, leading Big Bill to the ring. So it's Big Bill versus Vade Morales. So, and it looks like Vary Morals, but it's Vade Morales. And I had to note this. Okay, being a more serious and now intense wrestler, Big Bill's eyes look unrested. I wonder if he's happy in this role.
He might not be. Probably miss Lee.
Yeah,
Lee Moriarty.
He probably, like, you know, we were chill, we were buddies, yada yada yada.
Yeah, he used to come out with his, with his sucker and stuff, and
like he was having fun. Like I said, some things he didn't need to do, but man, there's a part of me that I would rather see somebody happy than in a role that makes them miserable.
But, he got called up from the minor leagues, so he's going to go.
Yeah. Technically, AEW, this will be your apex show. Mm-hmm.
But he's going to go.
And, it's not going to get the views that Dynamite would get. And the reason being is because you've got those tribalistic people out there that don't know anything from anything. So they're going to choose to be on the Bucks side and not watch Collision. They're trying to boycott Collision. It's not going to work because if Collision can get a wrestling audience, they are going to slowly but surely overtake Dynamite. And then they have to wonder what Dynamite is doing wrong. And you would have 4+ years be like, if you didn't know by then, you'll never know because you're obviously stupid. So I say, give Dynamite to the Bucks and Omega and let them do whatever they want to do. Anything they want to do, let them do it. And then give Collision to CM Punk. And he's already, you can tell he's calling the shots. But just let them do what they want to do, how they want to do it, and see which one lasts longer. I promise you, Dynamite will be leaving the air in like 3 months tops. If you let the Elite just have absolute creative control over that show and bring in who they want to bring in and do whatever they want to do. I promise you, 3 months tops. But beyond that, going back to this match of Big Bill versus Vade Morales, Big Bill brutalizes this little guy, just annihilates him. What did he do? A fireman's carry press and just let the dude drop for like 85 million feet?
Yeah. A press with ease, dude is so little.
He's so little.
I think dude came to like his nipples.
That's just obscene sounding. No, he came to like his abdomen, upper abdomen, but not even the sternum. This dude, I mean, Bill is a tall dude.
But think about where his nipples are.
Good grief, can we stop talking about this man's nipples?
I had to choose something. First thing that came to mind.
You know what? I'm gonna get on with this match so we can stop because I'm uncomfortable. So Morales took a choke slam, foot on chest pin. Starks comes in and whoops Vade with the belt. I wrote that before the choke slam. The refs run in and Starks is like, yeah, you know what? My bad. I'm sorry, Milk Dud, and whatever your name is, woman. Mm-hmm. He got a small pop. He got a small pop from the crowd on that one. And he didn't even acknowledge the other ref. Mm-mm. So then we go to the back where Ruby Soho challenges Chris Statlander for the TBS title in Wembley and says that she's always been more than a woman, but less than an outcast. And I was like, okay, can you remind me what? Because you really popped for that, Cedra. I'm lost.
Because apparently Chris Statlander has been saying that she herself is more than a woman. So Ruby says, you might be more than a woman, but you're less than an outcast.
Okay. I'm like, in about 3 or 4 months, we'll see about that outcast thing. So next we got Willow Nightingale versus Robin Renegade. And I like the fact that the Renegades have been...
man, they've been pests, man.
Yeah, I like the fact that they're getting used. Mm-hmm. They was in the NWA, where they was going against... It wasn't M95. Who was it? It was
Pretty Empowered?
No. They had their little things. Crap, I can't remember who. They were the first NWA Women's Champions. I can't remember who it is.
Oh, the Hex?
Thanks. Thanks. Yes, the Hex. Yes. And they had a few matches, but they just sort of jobbed out. It was just bad.
They had the belts. They won the belts, remember?
They did, and then quickly lost them.
They were transition champions for a day or so, but hey, they had them.
They had them. At least they can say in history we had them. So that's something. But this was a really good match. Just a tiny hiccup here and there, but it could be ignored. Just advice is apron spot is best left for higher or bigger matches. So use it for title matches or top contender matches, but don't use them in just regular matches. You can use them in grudge matches, rivals, yada yada, but just not random matches. Ain't no need on getting hurt for nothing. Willow controlled the match until the break where a good amount of heat was built on her. The crowd was so behind Nightingale.
Yeah.
After the break, the match went back and forth. And after a failed double team suplex that was reversed on the outside by Willow on the Renegades, Willow got control, and then she won with the Dangerous Queen Bomb that I think was renamed the Bay Bomb before anyone else bomb. So, okay. Willow just infectious. Just as they said, you can't help it. She come to the ring and you're like, okay, smiles are galore. Mm-hmm. Can't help it. Keith Lee, he comes to the ring versus Zicky Dice. Zicky talked a ton. Look, Lee held his hand up like, wait a minute, and they chanting, bask in his glory. And as I stated, Lee should have been in Wembley, at least in 0 hour. Because if you want to hear some people chant that is where, because Rev Pro is where, when we both first saw Keith Lee and Shane Taylor. Uh-huh. And they was all about basking in the glory. That's years ago.
Years ago, a long time ago.
Technically, for that chant, those are his roots for that chant. Because you think this crowd was shouting it. Whoo-wee.
Maybe he will be in 0 hour. It'd be nice.
Yeah. Punk was there and stuff tonight, so he could make it. He was like that. The Zicky did something. He got on his knees and was saying something. The crowd started hating on him. They won't crickets. They won't quote unquote booing. You could tell there was a man sick of you quickly. Mm-hmm. Like he riled them up quickly. That was good.
Like you need to stand there and bask.
Yep. He did not bask. And Zicky started talking a ton of trash in the ring to Lee, and the crowd was ticked off. That was crazy. I mean, that was like riling him up Jeff Jarrett style. He just did it. I'm not used to Zicky being that masterful of a heat getter, so I don't know what's going on.
It's his face.
They a little something here and there, and then Keith Lee, he hit the pounce, and it was all right, but then he just grabbed him. He just grabbed him, just hoisted him up, Dragon Bomb, 1, 2, 3. Keith Lee wins.
Yep.
And the crowd, the commentators, and us, we were all stunned at how Lee just
with ease hoisted him up and then dropped him.
Zicky is not light.
He is not small dude.
That's a robust, grown ass man. So, and I noticed that Lee looked like he lost some weight, or he was just sucking it in. I don't know. Like he was toning up a little bit. We'll see how it goes in some time. But that was his Collision debut. He looked really good.
He debuted very well.
He did, yeah, a great debut. Then they show Preston Vance and Dralistico in a cinematic kidnapping and beating where they fought back, making it was so much blood, like it looked like a murder scene.
It did.
You know, they won. They rested on the floor in blood, looking like they lost. It was weird. Alex Abrahantes comes into the room clapping. That's what it looked like. It looked like it was Alex. It could have been someone else. It was too small to be Roosh, and
it was the assistant.
Okay, because I was like, if Roosh cut his hair, a lot of people are going to be mad at Roosh. Samoa Joe comes to the ring. He informs us that if he interferes in the main event, he'll lose his title chance at All In. So he says he's going to sit a commentary, and the crowd loves it. And then he calls Punk a coward, and that at All In, he's going to give Punk the ass whooping he so desperately needs. And I'm like, Joe is just awesome. He talk, you can't help but listen.
Exactly.
You can't help it. And then we get the main event, which is an all-in 8-man tag team all-star match. I wrote all that because I thought that sounded so cool the way the ring announcer said it. But it's Hook, Darby Allin, Sting, and CM Punk versus Jay White, Luchasaurus, Swerve Strickland, and Brian Cage. And at ringside, you got the Guns, Juice Robinson, Prince Nana, and Christian Cage.
I think the Guns left eventually. They weren't out there long.
No, they won't. They was like, you know what? Not needed. Let's bounce.
Probably go catch a plane.
Probably. CM Punk, he comes out wearing that belt. I'm like, that belt's too big for him. Wow. Okay. Look, MJF is shorter than CM Punk, but the belt fits him.
Because he's a heavier dude. He's more robust. As I said when he was coming out, dude's not even a heavyweight.
No, he's not.
CM Punk is not a heavyweight.
CM Punk might go a maximum 218.
That's what they said when he was coming out.
Oh, he's 218?
That's what they said.
Okay. I was like, Jushin Liger, I think he maxed out at one point at 225. Then he dropped down to about 215. And even though he's much shorter, that's about the same size he was. So I was like, okay, I was going on that. That's what I went with, a quick memory flash. So nailed it. Cool. Okay.
Yeah, Punk is thin.
And the belt was coming down around his thighs. He had to hoist it up so he could kneel. I'm like, bruh, tighten that belt up or just carry it out on your shoulder.
He's thin. He don't got any tone.
Look,
terrible.
This match, look, the heels are completely in the advantage with numbers, which they showed. Nana didn't do anything, but every time they got Punk in the corner and beat on him, they just clowned him every single time. I like that Jay White got that patella stretcher on Punk. And CJ had to point out that Punk was hollering and stuff.
He showed true knee pain.
Yes.
Because I know.
I'm going to say when Punk and Jay White tied up again, Punk goes to the top because Punk did it again. Mm-hmm. Okay, listen. When the crowd started booing Punk does the Hulk Hogan, thing, the taunt with the, hand to the ear. Mm-hmm. Gets a move on Jay White, climbs to the top rope. He's going to do the Hail to the King elbow. All right. And that's what I'm going to keep calling it because Macho Man never had a name for it.
Oh, he didn't really?
No, never. Just elbow drop, diving or jumping or leaping or top rope elbow drop.
Okay, so we'll go with
Jay Lethal.
Lethals.
Yeah. Hail to the King elbow drop. He gets up there. Punk ain't even thinking about the match.
Nope.
If that was Samoa Joe on that mat, So Punk gets up to the top rope and he hunkers down, looks around at the crowd and just waits.
Just sits there.
Just sits. Disrespecting the match.
Like a bird on a damn perch.
I was like, that's disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
That's beyond disrespectful. That's not cool.
That's what I've been saying.
Now, Jay White has to lay on the mat
and
wait.
Hurt and wait for this.
I'm gonna tell you straight up, everybody. Just listen to this. If I was a professional wrestler and Punk is gonna be that unprofessional with me and try to make me look like stupid shit in the ring, I'm sitting up and gonna have to hurt his elbow. Cause damn all that. You're not gonna disrespect me in the ring and get away with some crap like that. I'm going to sit up, and then we can do a reset. You can get your offense back, slam me, elbow drop me. But you're not going to sit up there as if I'm just so hurt. I'm going to lay there for you like some noob, like some rube, like some mark. That ain't happening. You're going to respect me in that ring. I ain't talking tough. It ain't talking tough. It's just having some self-respect. When you've got self-respect, you don't let others disrespect you. You know, look, it ain't like you got to fire back and hit them or anything. No. Call them out, name and shame them, and move on.
Everybody played their position in this match except Punk, where he decided to, oh, the fans are hating on me. Let me aggravate them and just crap on the...
Yeah, Punk should not have done that. Someone needs to check him. Tony Khan, if he wasn't such a mark, he would have been like, Punk, don't do that. Don't do that. I know you know what you're doing, but you disrespect Jay White and anyone else when you do that. Pay attention to your opponent. It's a combat sport. Treat it like one. You know, that, like, don't do that. Every time you do it, you're going to be fined 20% of your pay. Your annual pay. Trust and believe. And that's where it would be. You're not gonna do that. And you don't get away with it. You know that. But Tony Khan is such a punk. He ain't gonna do anything. So still, overall, everybody, this was a really good match. Damn good match.
That was the only down part, actually.
Yeah. Everything else is spot on.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. And here's the thing. I did want to write notes. I did. But the problem is my notes end up turning into basically play-by-play commentary. And that's why I usually save it for big events. And I'm forcing myself to barely write anything so we could talk about more instead of just me rambling through like I did earlier. So, it's a little painful for me, you know, and I'm doing it because I'm not doing commentary on Fire Pro, on CR Fire Pro. So it's a bug and I've been bit, you know. But at the end, Punk gives, what's his name? Brian Cage.
Yeah.
Brian Cage gives him the go to sleep, which was a really good one.
Yeah, it was a good one. It's like he exercises his legs. Usually he's shaking like a leaf when he try and get a big man up.
Yep. And puts the sleeper choke on while looking at Joe on commentary, and Joe is looking peeved as he should. And then the submission is scored. The match is now over. I do believe this match is officially ended, gentlemen. Am I correct? And I was like, uh-oh.
Kevin Cass said, yes, it has.
Joe rips that headset off. Love Joe when he does just that one act. The way he looked and ripped that headset off.
You believe Joe.
Yes.
Joe has been over for us since TNA.
It's just greatness. That's Joe. I mark out for Samoa Joe. I do. I just don't want to try to see through anything that Joe does because Joe is magnificent. I do not want to ruin any. Joe's going to have to do something real messed up for me to be like, Oh, dude. It's going to have to be too see-through.
Oh, no, Joe.
And look, I've seen through some things that Joe has, and I'm like, that's what I do.
You know, Joe can do no wrong.
Yeah, Joe's going to have to do a lot of wrong for me to be like, dude, oh, no, Joe. You know, so it's...
And in case y'all haven't noticed, Kevin Kelly's an instigator.
Yes.
He is an instigator, and I love it.
What did he say to Joe?
What do you say? After he Punk put a cage in the sleeper choke, what did Kevin Kelly say?
He said something about choking him, didn't he?
He said, Caprice, is he doing what I think he's doing? Caprice like, yeah. And then Kevin Kelly said, he's choking him out, Joe.
And Kevin Kelly leaning all the way to the side.
Because he knows what's getting ready to happen. Now, he was leaning on JR. JR was quiet.
Oh, yeah. JR was kind of like, I'm not going to instigate this. I think JR was just watching the match at that point.
He's choking him out, Joe.
And then as soon as he couldn't, Joe got up, got in that ring, and look, Punk was trying to release the hold and get up. Joe was in there too quick. Mm-hmm. And and what happened? Punk didn't mess around. No, Punk got destroyed.
Yep. He got a couple of kicks in on Joe, but Joe quickly got the upper hand.
The crowd was loving it.
Mm-hmm.
The crowd enjoyed Punk getting annihilated in that ring. And then on the outside, the heels was beating down the faces on the outside. The faces made some comebacks. Sting and Darby hit Strickland with the chair. Darby used the chair on his back. Hook hit Jack with the kendo stick. Let's see, Luchasaurus got a choke slam on somebody. It was pandemonium. It was good battle outside the ring with everyone pretty much pairing up into the rivals that they are and fighting that way, but no one fought off. It was just a fight, a beat down. It was good. Joe beat down Punk, had the belt. Allen was ready to get at Joe. Joe was backing up with the belt like, bruh, you bring it, you're going to catch this in the face. And he left. Joe left with, I'm curious about that shirt. I have not wanted to purchase any AEW gear, but that shirt.
Samoa Joe, submission specialist. It's $19.99.
Beautiful. I was like, so simple, but yet so elegant.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, if I got that, I just probably like get it framed or something and be like, there we go. We're going to just sit it right here and no one's going to mess with it. I wouldn't want to wear that shirt anywhere. Like, look, that's it right there. That is the shirt. But that's going to do it for the show. Huh?
I wear it.
You can't be wearing it.
I wear it. That's how I show my appreciation.
That's a collector's item. You cannot wear a collector's item around this house.
I wear it.
Just ruin the shirt, huh? It's like that dude opening that, $78,000 Transformer box on YouTube and everyone hating him. Pay $78,000 for a mint condition box as well as untouched toy. Yeah, I finally got this. Tear open. I'm sure you could feel their hearts breaking all over the place. Oh my God, I know that's way out this scope, but that's what wearing that shirt would seem to me. It's like, look, don't mess that shirt up. That's a Joe shirt. It's a good one. Like his first shirt, you could wear that all over the place, but not this one. This was Chef's kiss, but that's gonna do it for what?
I sleep in it.
You would sleep in that?
Mm-hmm.
Would that be some vicarious crap?
Nope, I sleep in it. I cook in it. I do commentary in it.
And then you know what would happen?
What?
There'd be no words on it because they'd be all scratched and rubbed off.
That means that the shirt has been loved.
And then you'd be like, so what's that say? ABB wrestling since 9.
But it'd be 20 years. I keep shirts for a long time.
Yeah. A blank black shirt. That's what it would be. That's what it would be, a blank black shirt.
We remember in our hearts.
That's going to do it for us, everybody. I want to thank y'all for listening to us. When we do All In, that's going to be strictly on Spreaker. So when we do it, I will make sure to probably do a clip of it and put it on YouTube and let you know, hey, it's up. But I want that one strictly on Spreaker. So, look, with that said, this has been Cedric and Cedric for CRWC, All Elite Wrestling Collision. And with that, y'all be chill, be good, be safe, and we'll see you next time.